Greetings Eternalists, FiOth here, and in this video I'm gonna be explaining the infusion process. It can be kind of tricky and the game does a relatively good job of explaining what's happening, but I'm gonna make everything crystal clear for you so you can enjoy this game to the potency of its effect. Guys, Deathloop was a huge surprise for me. It is an amazing game. Invest the time, tinker with its mechanics, and you will find a gem here, I assure you. Without further ado, let's start with the basics. First and foremost, every night by the end of the loop you're running, after the last mission you've run for the day, you have one last chance to infuse before the morning. That means that if you are missing some infusion material, some residuum, and you are on your last mission, like before embarking on your night mission, do not sell your stuff just to infuse what you need. That final mission will net you some residuum, no doubt, and after that, before the end of the current loop, you can infuse your final items. This is the first thing you have to remember. A second thing you have to remember relates to our weapons. There is a specific gun in this game, the LEM 10, the rusty one, that you can always get from the beginning of the game, and although I did infuse mine, I ended up just sacrificing it to get that extra 1000 because I needed it. At any moment in the game, after a loop, you get a LEM at the beginning by the beach, and it doesn't matter if you lose it. The same thing can be said about the spring hilt. You get the spring hilt every morning, so you pretty much can sacrifice it for 2000 infusion materials every single night. Of course, that is not a hoardable amount because after the current loop you lose all your residuum, but if you just feel like you're short of 2000 or 3000, sacrifice your LEM, sacrifice your spring hilt, and you will get 3000 without any issues. Now, let's say you are in a mission and you are carrying 3 guns. Okay, so I was in a mission and I was carrying 3 guns. I was carrying my infused LEM 10 with a silencer, and I ended up finding this, the MG1 paper mill with explosive decapitation in a far off corner of the map. Okay, I ended up swapping my LEM 10 with a silencer for this pepper mill, and because of that I left my LEM 10 to that location. That LEM 10 is gone, okay, and everything on it, the trinkets, are gone as well. They are done. Although the item was infused, it is gone now. This might seem like a huge waste to you, but it actually isn't, because I remember when I get that LEM and I had it dropped for me in the same location 3 times, okay? And in the future, if I go weapons hunting, I go with an empty slot just to be able to pick up stuff along the way. Now, as soon as you understand this mechanic, you can start to seriously infuse stuff that you own, okay? So, these items that have this symbol on the top right are items that are not infused. It pretty much means that these items are on a timer. Okay, you can see it here. The weapon has this symbol on the top left, whilst my sepulchre doesn't, because my sepulchre is infused and it will not be destroyed. I'm gonna go into infusion. Every tab you see here that has this, let's say, infinity or hourglass symbol means that it includes items that are not infused. So, I'm gonna go into my menu now, on my paper mill that has explosive headshots, and since I want to keep it, I see that the cost is 8000, I have 42,430, I hold cross, it's infused, and it's never going away. Now, the same goes for character trinkets as well. All those that have this symbol on top are going to be lost every time I start a new loop. Goes for weapon trinkets as well. A good strategy here is as follows. Because during missions you always end up getting 1000 of these thingies, Forget about the commons, like the gray ones, and we have the rares, or let's say the legendaries. Before the day ends, infuse what you want to keep and leave it here in your armory. Okay, so you infuse what you're going to keep on your final infusion before the end of the current loop, and that will stay with you. Why do I suggest you do that by the end of the day? These are all up to blue, as you can see here. I've been gathering a ton of them and they're all up to blue. If I end up finding something that is good, the last mission I'm running, and I don't have enough Residium, I'm pretty much screwed. But if I have gathered all the Residium I can before the day is done, then I will be able to infuse my final items, forget about the rest, or sacrifice them to infuse even more of the ones that I want to keep, and I will be fine. This is a very good logic to carry around, as well as having some room in your gun slots. You can carry up to 3. You don't want to be wasting any, especially the ones that you infuse, and certain guns that you are getting throughout the game have a process tied to them, like a specific way that has to be used in order to acquire them, and if you do not want to do that again and again, it can get kind of boring and repetitive. So avoid that if you don't want to diminish your enjoyment of the game. This is pretty much the infusion process. A side note is that you can of course always sacrifice some of your trinkets. If you hold sacrifice on a trinket, it doesn't get destroyed right away. It goes into your sacrifice bank, and you can sacrifice more at any given time by holding cross. They will all be destroyed, and what you see here up on the right side of the screen, the left number is the number you're ending up with, and the right number is the number that you started with. So the left number is pretty much what you will end up having. Hope you found this useful. I will be covering everything in Deathloop, so sub, like, and share. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers.